Assalamualaikum and selamat petang semua. Okay, so we sharp 8 o'clock. I think we can start lah. Okay, so today is the first day I'm trying to use this microphone. Kalau I'm not really sure kalau suara cikgu jelas ke tidak. Kalau suara cikgu tidak jelas, you just let me know sebab it's something new for me lah, this microphone. Uh, Alright, okay, sure. Okay, so how many of you all today? So you have about 9 of you all. Okay lah. So we start saja lah. We just start. More will come lah. Okay, so today I think is the last day we're going to see chapter this one, fungsi kuadratik. And then I intend to move into coordinate geometry lah, geometry coordinate. Persamaan serentak and sistem persamaan, I think we not necessary lah. We're going to see another day lah. So after this, we'll jump to chapter 5, chapter 5, or we see how is it. We see how is it after this lah. Okay, so today we focus on our fungsi kuadratik first. Kalau ada soalan, any question, just interrupt me anytime. No problem. Boleh apa saja. Kacau saja bila masa dan kita boleh bincang lah. So this is a discussion lah. If you have any problem, you just ask. Okay, just ask saja. Alright. So last week kita ada tengok beberapa soalan fungsi kuadratik dan the week before pun kita ada tengok lah. So hari ni kita akan sambung lagi, mula dengan soalan 102. Tapi sebelum itu, kita review balik sejalah apa yang kita sudah belajar sebelum ni dalam kelas kita ni online ni. Okay, so first of all, the last week was the one as the HTP and HDB bahkan. HTP and also sum of roots and also HDP, product of roots. So this one is the last week punya cerita. This is AB lah kan. And also sometimes you have the formula kan. Negative B over A, and this is C over A. Ada yang tanya, kenapa cikgu buat kelas online ni? Kenapa? Why am I doing this kan? Kenapa? Why am I doing this kelas online? So actually bagi yang belum tahu kan, jadi ramai yang sudah tanya saya lah minta untuk buat kelas online, dan yang minta tu dia kata mau bayar. Saya kata tidak payah bayarlah, saya bagi kelas free, tidak masalah. Kenapa mau bayar kalau online? Unless like you are doing in a large scale kan. Macam yang popular ialah Cikgu Aizuddin lah, dia kena minta bayar because he's using the Zoom yang berbayar punya. So he needs to get to pay for his Zoom. So that's why I don't use Zoom, because saya punya Zoom account dia limited pergi 45 minit. So I prefer to use Google Meet lah. So because Google Meet kita guna account kementerian, ada senang sikit lah. I can do recording and also I can put into the YouTube this video lah. Okay, so if my voice is not clear, just bagi tahu cikgu. So for today, we're going to see about lakaran. We're going to see how to lakaran. Lakaran, because a few questions here we have lakaran also, and also we're going to see have a big lakaran. We have to know how to get the maximum point or minimum point, maximum atau minimum point. That day kita ada satu shortcut yang tu negative B over 2A. This one keep in mind, kita akan guna ni untuk kita dapat kita punya paksi simetri, symmetrical axis, paksi simetri. And also untuk mendapatkan maximum atau minimum lah. So just generally orang yang maximum is minimum is like that kan, maximum is like that lah. So this one is the shape of the graph lah. So there are a few things that we need to keep in mind kalau kita melakarnya. Usually melakar ni you have 3 points lah. So yang pertama sekali, usually we see the shape. Is it maximum or minimum? Sometimes this one will have no marks lah, sometimes will have marks. Second thing is we see the y-intercept. This is very important. Lintasan y. And sometimes you can get the x-intercept. Kalau dia bukan dia nombor bulat lah, it's easier to find lah. And also the point, the minimum or the maximum point. So these are the 4 things that we need to do. And make sure our graph has lah. Make sure our graph has these 4 things. The x-intercept usually is sometimes have, sometimes don't have lah. Depends on the question lah. Macam this question we are doing, they all have the x-intercept lah. Okay, so let's have a look at the question. Kita tengok soalan sama-sama. Alright. So, if you're doing your question in English kan, I will translate sikit-sikit, no problem ah. Sebab bagus juga you belajar English bah. Nanti you sambung matrikulasi memang still in English lah. Tapi it's the same lah. It's the concept matematik tambahan is the same lah. Doesn't matter what language we use lah. Okay. For the first question for today. Okay. Lengkung fungsi kuadratik fx sama dengan 2x tolak h kuasa 2 plus k. 2k menyilang pada paksi x. Okay. So intercept at the x axis at points 1, 0 and 5, 0. And then the next one, garis lurus y equal to -8 menyentuh titik minimum. Titik minimum lengkung itu. So means the graph is like that lah. Dia turun pergi bawah lah. Alright. So cari nilai h dan nilai k. So h kita perasan di sini dan di sini. So the one with the x, yang kawan dengan x is kita punya paksi simetri. Simetri. Kenapa dia di sebelah x tu dan di hujung tu 2k ialah kita punya nilai. So dalam kes dia ialah nilai minimum lah. Remember nilai minimum is not the same as titik minimum. Dia dua benda yang berbeza. So nilai minimum hanya refer to nilai y sahaja. Nilai y sahaja. Nilai y. Nilai y saja. Sebab dia graph kan besar ke tinggi ke, it depends on the nilai y kita lah. Dia bukan bergantung kepada nilai x. Tapi titik minimum pula, titik minimum is a coordinate dalam unit x and y lah. So itu you kena be careful lah kalau you jawab soalan kan, tengok betul-betul dia minta titik minimum ke nilai minimum. So let's have a look at this question. Okay, first of all kita tengok je kan, maybe it's like this lah, lebih kurang I don't know, we get like this. So dia menentu paksi x at 1 and 5. So the first question kan, nilai h is the paksi simetri. Itu you kena tahu lah. Sebab kenapa kedudukan dia dalam kita punya persamaan kita dalam bentuk vertex, okay, vertex form, dalam kurungan tu ialah kita punya paksi simetri. So ignore the negative there, kita ambil sejak h. So apa paksi simetri? Gambar pun kita tidak ada. So paksi simetri, remember, is the yang membahagi tengah-tengah your graph kan. So in the middle of 5 and 1. So kita cuma tambah saja lah kan. Tambah 5 and 1. If 5 plus 1, we get 6, and then we divide by 2. So means h usually I think is no, tiada langkah kerja lah. So we get h equal to 3. Mana dapat 3 ni? 1 tambah dengan 5 dan kemudian kita bahagi dengan 2 sebab dia paksi simetri. Okey, nilai k pula. Okey, so k pula, remember yang di hujung tu kan? Okey, nilai k, nilai minimum menyentuh garisan. So there's one line, ada garisan yang di bawah tu. Kita ada y sama dengan -8. So bila di hujung tu ialah y -8. So maksudnya itulah kita punya nilai minimum kita. So dia ada 2k kan? 2k sama dengan -8. K equal to -4. So simple sajalah, we get 2 marks lah. So h is dia ada tiada langkah pun tidak apalah. You want to write the langkah pun boleh juga, you tambahkan midpoint kan. So 1 plus 5 divide by 2. So you get 3 lah pun boleh juga. Tidak masalah, tidak tulis pun tidak apa. Okay, now the main thing yang kita belum pernah buat ialah lakaran graf. So lakaran graf, we don't have the scale kan. So we lakar saja. Okay, so lakar saja. So we see, okay, first thing is we see the end there kan. Our minimum point, let's put down the notes first lah. Minimum point, titik minimum. kita punya paksi X ialah 3 kan, so should be sini 3 dan juga negatif 4. So kita tandalah mana 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, lebih kurang saja lah, it's just lakaran saja kan, it doesn't matter lah. Negatif 4, but you just make it neat lah, maka kasihkan dia kemas lah. Hold on, wait a minute. It's not 4. K is 4, but di ujung tu ialah 8 kan? See, tengok, careless mistake. So make your scale smaller lah. No need to make scale lah. Tapi susah kan? Kalau you mau, wah banyak 8 loh jauhnya. Ni lah. Just make it lebih kurang saja lah. Just 8 lah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 8. Negative 8 here. So you put here, mark here, X. Lakaran saja. So X will be 3 and negative 8. So if you put negative 4 salah lah kan? So itulah, cikgu pun hampir silap tadi kan? So must be very careful lah. Okay, so your graph is smiling. Why is it smiling? Because di depan tu 2 tu ialah positif, so kita punya is senyuman lah. So and then our pintasan, mix sudah. Boleh lah kan? Pintasan Y. Tapi exam jangan buat begini ya. Exam you pastikan you just use one language ya. So pintasan Y kita apabila X sama dengan 0. So apabila X sama dengan 0, black lover. Alright. So Fx, we write back the equation. X sama dengan 2. X tolak H is 3 kan? 3 tambah negatif 8. Negatif 8 lah, letak di ujung tu negatif 8. Kuasa 2. So apabila F 0, kenapa 0? Sebab pintasan Y berlaku apabila Y sama dengan X sama dengan 0. And the other way around lah. Pintasan Y berlaku apabila X sama dengan 0. Pintasan X berlaku apabila Y sama dengan 0. So you put in 0. So this one if you want to do faster pun boleh, tidak masalah. I just do one step at a time. Nolak 8. So you get negatif kuasa 2 kan? Kuasa 2. So 9, 18, we get 10 lah. So you put in your calculator, you get 10. Ini langkah kerja ni memaksa. Tidak markah ni, you tidak buat pun tidak apa. Tapi just to check lah. Okay, pintasan Y will be equal to 10. So here will be 10 lah. Positive 10 will be up here. 10. Okay, so then now we check pintasan X happen when Y sama dengan 0. So ini ada leceh sikit. Ada leceh sikit. Kenapa ada leceh? Oh, tapi ada sudah kan? Dia ada sudah dia bagi. What lah? No need to find lah. There we have here di bawah. Apa lah cikgu? So 1, 0. 1, 0. And also, the other one is 5, 0. 5, 0. Sometimes kan you won't get a nombor bulat lah. Sometimes you get point kan? Okay, so this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make extra 1 lah. So your graph should be, this is, okay, let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's try. We ready, want to go. Wah, tidak kena. Okay, oh no. Not nice. One more time. Okay. Not so nice Okay, never mind. Fx lah, pekaran saja. So yeah, X like that. Okay. So usually you be curve like this will be cantik lah, like that lah. Then you do the label lah. Kan label come after kan. 1, 5, negative 8, 3, negative 8. This one is nicer kan. You just do the graph first kan. Baru you buat the skala kan. So kalau macam trigonometry pun saya ajar pelajar, better don't do the skala first. Do the skala kemudian. Your graph will look nicer. See, because dia tidak seimbang kan. So this one is better. It's very nice parabolic curve. Because kuasa 2 kan. Okay, so where are the 3 marks? 3 marks kan? Lakaran graph. So here will be the Y and X intercept. Okay, there you go. and the y-intercept will be there, and then the minimum point will be there. No need to put the paksi symmetry, tidak perlulah, kecuali diminta. And usually the shape of the graph also is important lah, but this one they give 3 marks saja kan. So it's okay lah. So we get the complete lah, 3 marks here. So lakaran ni just lakaran lah. So no need to have the scale lah, no need to follow this, ikut sangat lah skala. Okay, so jika graf dipantulkan pada paksi X, okay, the graph is reflected. Last question ah. Dipantulkan pada paksi X, tulis persamaan bagi lengkung itu. So this one, I think some of you is okay lah, should be able to understand lah. So we use a mirror kan, mirror, so down will be -10 kan, so we just like this lah, it will go up and go down that way kan. So if we have a reflection, kita punya paksi simetri must remain the same. So our paksi symmetry, our symmetrical axis is still the same. So therefore, kalau saya tulis balik persamaan kita, fx equal to 2x minus 3 square minus 8. So our x-axis must remain the same lah. So in the middle, in the bracket there, jangan kita ubah apa-apa. Tapi the main thing is, we are sad now. So sedih kan? Orang yang negatif sentiasa sedih. So you need to add a negative in front of the 2. Sebab depan sekali tu, itulah yang melambangkan dia graf kita senyum ke sedih. So sedih ni, orang yang sedih ni sentiasa, orang yang negatif ni sentiasa sedih. Orang yang positif ni sentiasa senyum. So in front there you need to put a negative. After that, if you notice, kita punya nilai sudah jadi nilai maksimum. So nilai maksimum cannot be -8 di ujung tu. -8 di bawah kan. So dia akan jadi positive 8. So that's the thing lah. It will happen lah. So 2 things you need to change lah. 2 things you need to change if reflected, if pantul. We need to change the A. Change the A yang depan betul tu. And the second thing is we need to change the maximum or minimum point. Change the symbol lah, means from positive go to negative, negative go to positive, and opposite lah, and vice versa. Okay, so jika graf dipantulkan pada paksi X, you cannot pantulkan pada paksi Y lah, it's not. It can also lah kan, tapi I haven't met a question like that before lah. So we'll not discuss it lah. Okay, so that is question 102. If you have any question kan, interrupt saya saja bila-bila masa. I'm no problem. You boleh kacau saya bila-bila masa. You can ask me any question anytime. Okay, alright. So we see the next question. Okay, so this is soalan penyelesaian masalah. Cakap ini soalan kebat. Actually, it's not kebat lah because there is no stimulus here. Nampak macam kebat, but actually it's not kebat lah. Okay, so 103. Question number 2. Sherina membeli beberapa buah kalkulator dengan harga RM704 semasa sale Shopee 99. Sherina menjual 20 buah kalkulator dengan keuntungan RM6 sebuah. Wow, untungnya. Tuliskan ungkapan dalam sebutan X harga jualan setiap kalkulator itu. Okay, means write down an expression. Means no need to solve. Write down an expression in the terms of X. In the terms of X untuk harga jualan, for the selling price of each calculator. So we do not know how many calculators she has. So they ask to use dalam sebutan X kan? So we can say bilangan calculator is sama dengan X lah. So how many calculators? Total number of calculators. Jumlah calculator. We don't know. Maybe we need to find later. Is X. So jumlah calculator is X. So she sold 704. So 704 is the harga cost. Berapa bilangan kalkulator yang dia beli, kita tidak tahu. Tapi what she did is she get keuntungan RM6. So she untung RM6, tapi we don't know how many calculators. For example, if she has I give example for you to understand. She has 10 calculators. So means it's RM70.40 one lah. and then she plus 6 ringgit, so means the selling price is 70 ringgit for 40 cents lah. Okay, example like that lah. Tapi we don't know how many X there. So this will be the first question lah. The answer will be 704 over X plus 6. Because they ask setiap calculator kan, or if we want to add times 20 pun boleh juga. Because, hold on. Okay, alright. So times 20, then you need to times inside lah, biarlah ada begitu. You don't want to write the times 20 pun should be okay. So this is the harga jualan lah, the selling price of the calculator. So what happens next? What happens after that? Jika Sherina menjual kalkulator selebihnya dengan harga RM30 sebuah. Tuliskan dalam sebutan X, okay? Right, in terms of X. Okay. Jumlah wang yang diterimanya untuk kesemua kalkulator itu. Write down in terms of X the total amount of money. Haziq Safwan. Total number of money. Total amount of money. She received from all the calculators. So the first 20 kan, dia jual dengan harga begini. 704 over X plus 6. So ini hanya this is one calculator. She sell for a profit of 6 ringgit. Jadi kita kena darab dengan 20 lah. So itu yang pertama. Kemudian apa yang berlaku selebihnya tu kan? Selebihnya tu dia jual dengan harga RM30. So we don't know how many RM30 dia jual, tapi how many is the balance is left? So dia sudah jual 20, jadi kita tolak 20 dari persamaan kita. So that's how we get the total lah, all in lah. So the first 20 calculator pertama lah. The first 20 calculators, so she sold for profit of untung 6 ringgit. Kemudian yang selebihnya, kita tidak tahu, this is selebihnya. Dia jual dengan harga RM30. Okay, so that's the summary lah of what she did lah. Macam susah aja hidup dia kan, kasihlah sama harga dia, apalah Sherina ni. Menyusahkan kita saja kan. Okay, so we buka kurungan, we times in. So remember this one, times, be careful lah, times 2. Okay, don't times one side saja. So 7 times 2 will be 14. 4 times 20 will be 80. 14080 over X plus 120. Sebelah tu pula kita dapat 30X minus 3 times 6, 600. And then you susun balik. Anything we can 1480x plus 30x. And then minus, this is bigger, 480. Tidak payah solve kan sebab dia suruh kita dalam sebutan X. So no need to solve lah. Check answer. 180, 30x. Okay, ngam. Okay, good. Okay, so no need to solve lah sebab kita tidak tahu ni sama dengan apa. So this is incomplete lah. We don't know what is the equal to what kan. So until there lah, we leave it at that. Okay, next one. Jika Sherina mendapat keuntungan 920 bagi jualan semua kalkulator itu, tunjukkan bahawa, so we need to find this equation. So memang answer dia tiada lah, inilah jawapan kita kena dapat. So she get 920 kan? Jumlah wang diterima ialah 920. So kita gabungkan B dengan C tu, barulah kita boleh selesaikan. And 4080 over X plus 30X minus 480 is equal to 920. Okay, alright. So bila you jumpa soalan yang ada pecahan, remember pecahan, benci pecahan. Jangan kita hilangkan pecahan dulu. Anything means kan, hilangkan pecahan dulu. Everything darab dengan X. Okay. So make it a habit. Jangan pindah seat, darab silang begitu lah. Just avoid lah darab silang lah. Okay, avoid darab silang. Kalau boleh hilangkan X tu, hilangkan pecahan tu, you just darab dengan what is ever is in the bottom there. So this one will no more X. So this one will be X squared. And this one will be 480x equal to 920x. So we have a quadratic sudahlah kan sini. So kita boleh selesaikan lah. Dia minta, dia tidak minta kita selesaikan. So we just susun balik saja. X minus, terlampau excited kan mau kasih selesai. Tapi dia tidak suruh pun, pandai-pandai je kita. Tak apa. 480 plus minus. So we minus 1400x plus 14080 equal to 0. Wah, semangat terus kasih selesaikan, tapi dia belum minta selesai pun. 1480. Oh, tengok tu. Dia remove the 0 kan. So we can do that lah. Everything divide by 10. Divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. So we have 3x squared minus 140x plus 1408 equal to done. Sudah tertunjuk. Okay. Okay, so the next one baru dia minta kita solve lah. Cari bilangan kalkulator yang dibeli. Kan cari bilangan kalkulator yang dibeli. Okay. Okay, then this one we just solve lah. This one you just put into your calculator lah. Kan? Put your calculator EQN, then you get the value. So remember, if you get two values, we have to keep in mind lah apa value pertama, apa value kedua kita. So you put into calculator, you get 32, and this should be 3x bahkan 3x minus 44. Don't forget the sama dengan kosong di hujung tu. Very important lah. Kalau dia tidak ada sama dengan kosong, means it's not an equation. So and then we get x equal to 32, x equal to, this one should be okay bahkan, you all can do kan, 44 over 3. So 44 over 3 calculator. 44 over 3 is 44 over 3 14.67. Oh, 14.67 calculators, that does not make sense kan? Macam mana dia dapat 14.67? 32, sorry. So this one is, we ignore lah. So we abaikan lah. Because how can we get a point for calculator kan? Unless dia dapat calculator pecah lah. Doesn't make sense lah. So we just get one answer lah, 32. Ya, jawapan dia pun satu je lah, 32. Misalnya kalau dapat jawapan negatif pun kita ignore lah. If depends on what is the problem lah. Kalau ini calculator, we cannot have negative lah. It must be positive. Okay, alright. So next question. Baru 2 soalan. Why is the time flying so fast today? Oops. Okay, alright. Actually, this one is like a kebat question sebab kita ada stimulus kita ada gambar tu. So usually kebat kita mesti ada gambar lah baru dia masuk kategori kebat lah. Itu aturan dia lah sebenarnya. Alright, so we have a look at the next question. This is actually not so difficult. Remember, so the main thing in additional mathematics is you need to know apa tajuk yang ditanya dengan kita nih supaya kita senang untuk atur strategi kita. Because sejak dari I think 4 years ago, dia susunan soalan tu berterabur. Last time dia very nice, dia susun cantik-cantik ikut bab. But now we don't know which bab. So let's say this question ni keluar di soalan yang pertama. Kita tengok, ini okay. Is it persamaan serentak? Kalau persamaan serentak mesti ada 2 unknown lah. Tapi kan kita bincang bukan kita bincang bab persamaan, sistem persamaan, kita jawab fungsi kuadratik kan, means you mesti ada kuadratik lah. So you need to know what question you're answering. So senang sikit you mau atur you punya strategi. So the first thing is, we see the question. Okay, Raja menunjukkan 2 jenis jubin yang dibeli oleh Melvin, Riverwood and Riverstone, berbentuk segi 4 sama. Okay, segi 4 sama means is a square, is equal sides. Panjang sisi jubin Riverstone adalah 2 cm lebih panjang. So this one we use X kan. So kalau sebelah is X is river wood. So here is dia panjang 2 cm. So means is longer by 2 cm is X tambah 2. Diberi jumlah luas bagi kedua-dua jubin itu adalah 340 cm persegi. This one also you need to know how to say sentimeter persegi. Sentimeter padu. You don't say sentimeter kuasa 2, sentimeter kuasa 3. Wah, jangan cakap begitu Nanti you masuk matrikulasi, masuk universiti ditanya. Kenapa cakap begitu? So you say the proper way This is persegi or square and also padu. Sentimeter padu. Cube. Centimeter cube. So don't say kuasa 2, kuasa 3. You must use the proper words Nasib baik matematik tambahan ni tiada ujian lisan. Kalau tak, sebenarnya cikgu pun boleh gagal juga tu kalau ujian lisan dia tu. Okay, so cari perimeter bagi jubin Ravenstone means we need to find the value of X first lah kan. Baru kita boleh tahu what is the perimeter kan. Pusing satu kali kan perimeter. So we have one information saja. Then, only one unknown. So this is not sistem persamaan. Dia bukan soalan persamaan serentak. So itulah kita kena keep in mind. Jangan you letak sini Y. Sakit kepala. Y kalau begitu. Biarlah you X, dua-dua X X plus 2. Okay, so easy lah. This one will be X square, the first one kan. So this one will be X darab 2, X plus 2, X plus 2. So we just put it together. So X square plus hasil tambah. So X plus 2 square lah. Square saja. So kuasa 2 and kuasa 2 will be equal to 320. So this is, I think okay lah. You all can do lah. No problem kan? Just kembangkan saja kan? Should be okay lah. 340. Tengok. Careless. Cikgu pun boleh careless. Banyak figure. So you factorize. Zip. 2x and x. Calculator lah. You get no, before you factorize kan? This one important thing also. Kita tengok. Kita boleh bahagi 2 bahkan. Why not lah kita divide. Mesti make sure it's in the smallest ratio nisbah yang paling kecil. Because our calculator will make it small for us. So we need to make sure it's sudah jadi nisbah terkecil. And the second thing is you must make sure A is positive. Yang depan betul tu. So itu dua benda lah you kena keep in mind Okay, then we can factorize. This is a bit smaller. So X and X to be here. To be berapa kali berapa jadi 168. So 12 times 14 lah. Easy. So you get 2 kan. So one is plus, one is minus. Minus 14. Okay, alright. So it means X equal to 12. X equal to negative 14. No. Abaikan. Kerana jubin panjang tidak boleh negatif. So therefore, habis. Then sometimes, most of the time, students will stop here lah. Dia minta kita cari perimeter. So you will lose how many marks here? 2 marks lah. The next step kan you didn't do kan? Next step is we need to find the perimeter. So just 4 times 12. You put a note there lah, perimeter. Perimeter sama dengan 4 kali dengan 12. Hold on The answer is 56 Hold on, I double check again. -12 and negative 14. Answer should be 48 kan? Okay, so this is yeah. I didn't see this earlier. So this should be 48 So
Cikgu.
Yes.
Length of Ravenstone bukan X tambah 2 kah?
If we take the 14, baru kita dapat. Tapi we cannot use negative. Okay, ngam lah. So the answer is 48 ah. So this is a mistake here. Oh, okay. Alright. This should be
Perimeter
48.
bagi Ju.
Cannot be 56. Okay, next one. Berapakah jumlah minimum kepingan jubin
Cikgu.
reward yang diperlukan untuk memenuhi sebuah ruang tamu berbentuk segi empat sama dengan perimeter 400 and
Sorry, Cikgu
so
Ramesh.
the satu kali pusing kan is 484
Sorry, Cikgu Ramesh.
the ruang tamu.
Excuse
So if
me.
we
Cikgu Ramesh.
bahagikan
Cikgu Ramesh.
484 bahagi 4, so you get maybe 1 to 1 centimeter. Okay, so maksud dia luas. We went to know how many tiles yang ada boleh masuk sana bahkan. So kita ada satu jubin tu ialah 12. Okay, so we want to put berapa jubin yang boleh masuk di sana lah. So that's the there's many ways we can do lah. There many ways we can do. Why not we just calculate the luas ruang tamu. Oh wait, so itu. Hello? Can you hear my voice kah?
Bukan, Cikgu Ramesh. Cikgu Ramesh dapat dengar tak?
Hello? Is my voice missing?
No, your voice still here. Hanya mau tanya tentang soalan
no.
A lah.
Cikgu dengar. Cikgu dengar.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hold on. Hello?
Boleh dengar cikgu?
Oh, dengar? Oh, okay. Ya kan? My microphone is off. Rachel Wong. Since just now tiada bunyi kah? Dari jam 8 tadi ada bunyi kah?
Hi, hello. Cikgu dapat
Hello,
dengar?
yes. Can hear?
Oh ya, dapat dengar juga. Tapi maksudnya tadi ada murid tanya cikgu soalan. Tapi macam cikgu tidak dengar.
Oh, okay.
Ya.
Yes. Oh, no wonder. Okay. Okay, ada soalan?
Soalan A.
Yang soalan tadi.
Soalan A, yes?
Dia minta cari perimeter of Riverstone kan?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay, alright. So, yes. So, it's not 48. Yes, correct. It's Riverstone. So, 14 times 14. Thank you. So, means is 14 times 4. So, betul lah dia 56. Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, true. I cannot hear your voice because saya mute saya punya speaker. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Alright. Okay. Very funny ya. Saya suruh tanya soalan tapi I cannot hear your question. Aduh. Okay. So we continue with the next one. Correct ah? So I mistake just now ah. Is correct lah. Dia minta reverse tone ah. So reverse tone ialah 14 and 14 kan? Okay lah. So we get 56 lah. Betul 56. Okay. So next question is berapakah jumlah minimum kepingan Jubin Riverwood yang diperlukan untuk memenuhi sebuah ruang tamu berbentuk segi empat sama dengan perimeter 484. So we go back here, the picture just now. So luas ruang tamu. So we just times 121 times 121. So ruang tamu dia ialah 14641. So one tile of Riverwood. Riverwood betul lah. Okay, 12. So 12 times 12. So will be, this one is 121 times 121. So this one we get 1. Okay, so we just divide lah. We divide. Luas ruang tamu is 14641 divide by 144. So we get 101.67. But jumlah minimum, so we just make it to 102 lah. Alright, 102. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay. Alright, that's the problem. I'm using two devices. I cannot hear your voice. Okay, alright. So we continue. Third question. Now we go to the fourth question. Sorry, who asked the question just now? Audrey.
Yeah.
Minta
okay.
maaf.
It's okay, sir.
Okay. Alright. Okay, next question. Question 105. Okay, this one is very familiar because some textbook we have this question also. Okay, alright. So we see satu muka surat dengan dimensi 18 kali 25 cm mempunyai sempadan dengan lebar seragam. X mengelilingi bahagian bercetak muka surat itu seperti yang ditunjukkan dalam rajah. Okay, tulis rumus. Okay, so we have the gambar di sana. Okay, write the equation. Okay, write the formula for luas L dalam sebutan X, kawasan bahagian bercetak di muka surat itu. So kawasan bahagian bercetak is the one inside dia saja kan? Dia mau yang, this is the picture ni. So means that we need to remove yang X dengan X tu. So here the top part will be 25 minus 2X. Dia bottom pula pun kita buang 2X. So here will be 18 minus 2X. So dia luas. So kita kena gabungkan. Okay. 25 minus 2X. And also 18 minus 2X. Alright. So this one should be equal to L. Dia bagi kita, they ask us to use L lah. So we use L here. So then okay lah. Kembangkan. So you get 450 minus 50x minus 36x plus 4x squared. Okay, susun balik. Okay, alright. Oh, dia tidak susun. Oh, never mind, it's the same. Okay, alright. So next one. Nyatakan domain and julat bagi L. This one is a bit tricky sebab dia tidak bagi kita graph kah apakah, sebab julat and domain usually we refer to the graph kan. So julat is usually we see the nilai paksi Y Julat And then our domain is usually we see the paksi X domain. But this one, they didn't give us any information at all about the graph. Takkan kita mau lukis, it will take time lah. Okay, so we just have a look at the value yang kiri dengan kanan tu, top and the bottom there. So kita kena fikir julat and domain ni usually we use the symbol if bigger than smaller or equal to pun boleh juga. So we see one by one. So the top part there mesti bigger than 0 kan? We cannot get a negative value because panjang tu cannot be negative and also cannot be equal to 0. So we have the first thing is we must take the top part first, must be bigger than 0. Why is it bigger than 0? Because our value there must be positive. Panjang lebar itu lebar itu mesti positive. So this is the first thing that we do. Negative 2x. Better I write down here. 25 minus 2x. 25 minus 2x must be bigger than 0 because panjang tu tidak boleh negatif. Also the other part 18 minus 2x must also be bigger than 0. So this one is a bit tricky lah because dia didn't bagi kita apa-apa maklumat graph ke apa kan, so it's a bit difficult lah, domain and julat lah. Just keep in mind domain refer to x, julat will refer to y. Tapi dalam case ni y is our L lah. Okay, so negative 2x, negative 25. So remember if you have negative there kan, kita hilangkan negative 2, your symbol will change. 25 B 25 bahagi 2 pecahan kan 12.5. So the other one is the same thing, negative 18, 2x change symbol, we get 9. Okay, since we have two values ya, kalau kita fikir kita mau lukis graph is a bit difficult lah because it both is smaller kan. So we see the logic kan. So since x is smaller than 9, so x cannot be 10, cannot be 11, cannot be 12.5. So this one we can ignore lah because it's not important lah. If you want to draw the garis nombor pun boleh juga. 9 and 12.5 kan. So 12.5 goes smaller and there's 9 goes smaller. So the region that we want is yang memenuhi kita punya nilai kita ialah kecil daripada 9. So x must be between 9 and the smallest value that x can become. Can x become 0? Kan? 0? Boleh? X can become 0, no problem. So x be 0. So this question is a bit tricky because dia tidak bagi kita graph lah. That's the only problem lah. So we have to think out of the box. We have to this one lah. These two things lah. We need to get. Okay. So this is what we call as the domain. So just remember domain refer to nilai x. Okay. Alright. So the next one is julat. So julat, we use this x value. Okay, when x equal to 0. So we have 0, 0, 0. So L will be 450. Okay, and the second one is when x equal to 9, L will be, you need to put into the equation lah. In the equation, apabila x jadi 9. Oh, kosong. So we get 0. Okay, so means we have the value di ini dua ni. So L will be between 0 and 450. So there's one thing a bit tricky about this question is, adakah kita guna simbol sama dengan kah atau just kecil saja? So kita kena cek balik. Memang tidak ada dibagi di sini kan? Kalau X kita 9. 18 minus 2, 9. So kita akan dapat lebar tu 18 minus 18, 0. So X cannot be 9 lah. But boleh equal to 0. Kalau 0, 18 minus 0, okay, 18. There's still a value dia lah. Boleh lah. Okay, so dia tidak boleh sama dengan 9. So this one is the first one lah. So what about the second part? This one pula. Bolehkah luas jadi kosong? So must be bigger than 0 lah. But can it be 450? Yes, can. If we put in the 0 value dia kan, kita akan dapat 450. So we see this one lah. We see the symbol ya kan. Wait, I draw a line. This one kan. This one kawan dia. This one lah. So ada sama dengan di sana. Okay, alright. So that's will be the explanation. So I hope you understand lah, because this one I also take a few quite a long time to hadamkan lah. What is actually they asking here? This one. So this question is very tricky. Okay, next one, last one. C. Cari tepi muka surat yang perlu digunakan untuk mendapatkan luas 348. So this one is straight to the point. Luas dia bagi dengan kita. So kita masukkan dalam persamaan kita. 4x squared minus 86x plus 450 is equal to 348.75. Okay, so we just susun balik saja. For 450 minus 348.01.25. Okay, so takkan kita mau factorize begini kan? So it's a 0.25 kan? 0.25. So 0.25 is equal to 1/4. So 1/4 better we use in the form of fraction kan? So means kita 4. So atas ni you darab 4 lah. So 40 101.25 times 4. 405. Just to make it easier to see, then times 4. Times 4 you get 60x minus 4x. Okay. Should be plus here. Plus 405 equal to 0. So factorize 4x, calculator, $81. And also, so we get 5/4. And also 81/4. So which one can we accept both? I don't think so, because this one is too big. Ini kita akan dapat 20. So kalau 20, we cannot have the in the middle dia 20, because dia paling tinggi dia 18. So we cannot have this one 20 there. So we ignore that. Okay, alright. So can we squeeze in one more question? One more. Alright. Last one, very fast. We have a look. This question is a bit interesting because dia ada dua graf di sana. Okay, dia ada dua graf di sana. Okay. Raja menunjukkan lengkung, okay, the curve y sama dengan negatif x kuasa 2 tambah 2x tambah qx tolak 3. And also y sama dengan negatif 3x minus 2 kuasa 2 tambah p. Okay, alright. Now ni I saw the chat. Okay, alright. Thank you all for correcting me. My microphone is on already. So just tell if I made a mistake anywhere. Okay. So tentukan nilai P dan Q. Cari nilai P dan Q. So these both curves share the same axisymmetry. So from this first equation, we can see the axisymmetry is equal to 2. Dalam ni x equal to 2. Tapi dalam ni kita tidak nampak. Where is the axisymmetry? So we use our formula, negative b over 2a. So question number A, negative b over 2a. For the second equation, sama dengan, so a is negative 1, b is dia ada 2 kan? 2 tambah q, c sama dengan negatif 3. So means b kita 2 tambah q per 2, a is negative 1. So this is equal to 2. Mana dapat 2? Sebab axisymmetry dia sama. Yang graf yang tinggi ni, kita punya axisymmetry kita 2. Sudah dia bagi kita dalam equation tu. Alright. So negatif and negatif hilang. So 2 plus q times 2. So q equal to 4 minus 2. We get 2. Write q in front. Okay, like that. Okay, so that's the first step lah. Kita dapatkan nilai q dulu. Sometimes not necessarily you need to find p first. So this case is easier. You find q dulu lah. Okay, so next one is we need to find p. Nilai p is at the end there is nilai maximum. So since we already have the value of q, we can put into this equation. So kita masukkan sini dulu. We just complete it dah, so senang sikit kita mau tengok kan. Negative x square plus 4x minus 3. So if we factorize this one kan, kita akan dapat x 3 1 tolak. So x sama dengan 1, x sama dengan 3. So means dia di sinilah 1 3. So why do we need to find that? So kita boleh guna koordinat tu. So we use to find the coordinate. Okay, pintasan x, we use the x equal to 1. Pintasan x sama dengan 1, y sama dengan 0. So y equal to negative 3 x minus 2 square plus p. So we put in the value lah. Negative 3 minus 2 plus p. Okay, kita dapat so p sama dengan 3. So kita dapat jawapan yang tadi tu, kita isi dalam and then kita dapat nilai P. So take your time, pelan-pelan. Mana yang boleh kaji kan, mana yang boleh kasih lengkap kan, kita kasih lengkap lah. Okay, so titik maksimum bagi kedua-dua lengkung tu. This is not so difficult really lah. Sebab kita ada, the first one is easier kan. So we have our axis symmetry ialah 2. Dan nilai P kita ada sudah kan? 3. So the first one is 2, 3. So 2, 3 because di ujung tu P sudah dapat 3 lah. Okay, yang the second one, we need to put in the value kan supaya kita boleh nampak kan. So if X sama dengan 2 lah. Because axis symmetry dia masih juga 2. So we need to put in the value. Saya letak sini ya. So we already find kan just now. X squared minus 4x plus 3. So equal to -1. Oh sorry, don't use the one kita tukar sudah kan? Sorry, use the original one lah. This one lah. Sorry. Negative x square plus 4x minus 3 baru ngam. Baru kita dapat 1. Okay, y equal to 1. Okay, alright. Ayah, pukul 9 sudah. Okay, alright. So I think we'll stop here at this question. Okay, so I think this will be the end of chapter 2. I will skip chapter 3. Chapter 4 we have already done. I think we'll go straight to chapter 5 lah, if I'm not mistaken lah. Geometry coordinate lah, chapter 5. I will update in the group lah next Friday. Okay, so sorry for the slight mistakes here and there. I didn't read the question properly. Ni river stone dia minta. Aduh. Okay. So remember, mana-mana guru yang bagi tahu pesan matematik tambahan ni, you need to be consistent. If you can do every day 3 question, 4 question, 3 question, 4 question, it's good enough already. So means one day you do half an hour a day is good enough. Jangan kasih tinggal terlampau lama lah matematik tambahan ni. So if you have time, cari masa untuk atur matematik tambahan ni, at least half an hour a day is just nice. 1 question, 2 question, 1 day. So because there's nothing to memorize matematik tambahan. We cannot memorize anything. Tiada benda mau dihafal. Jadi you kena ambil masa untuk macam improve your skill lah. Ni matematik tambahan ni perlukan kemahiran lah. Okay, alright. So I guess itu saja kelas kita untuk hari ini. So extra 5 minit. I'm sorry for taking up of your time. Extra 5 minit. If you have any question, you can ask. I already on my microphone. Okay, alright. Okay, kalau tiada soalan, thank you all for coming. I see you all next week. Okay, have a nice rest. Okay, good night and take care. Stay safe. Bye.